Alright, so today we're going to be looking into what makes farms good and how to max them. And so there's three paths of farms you pretty much want to take, or there are three, but you don't want to take one of them. And these are the fifth tiers. So Banana Farm, Banana Central, and this one basically produces, here, let me just send around 40 this. So send wave 40, and you'll see this guy produces 5 boxes, and let me slow it down. 5 boxes, each producing 1560. And this guy looks like he's not doing really much, but he's producing income, and it has like a set increase rate, or let's see, it's called a income. Yeah, just income. So all banks earn. So Benjamin will buff this income, so we can see he's only earning about like 15%, I believe, per round. It's not super great, but then we can buff Benjamin, and now he earns some more. And now he's going up crazy. I'm just gonna keep sending it till he gets to max. And he's still not at max. Just a crazy giddy. And then, okay, so still not there, but I think I'm just gonna stop clicking eventually. But there we go. So this is max, and this is not why the bank farm is really the best. The collection on Monkeynomics is not what makes it that great, because that's really slow. But this is what makes Monkeynomics go. Let me just set this to 0. So 12,000 for this, and it goes by pretty quickly, and then you get another 12,000. So that's why Monkeynomics is good. This, don't use this. Just don't. This is pretty bad. It says colossal income. Let's set it to 0. Sell this. Alright, let me have to set it to 0. And let's start this round just to see how colossal it is. 1,500. That's really bad. This costs what? Costs 51k. Not a ton. But let's see how much this earns. And this one's not as good. Set it to 0. This one's not even as good. And boom. 7,800. So that's way more. That's 5 times more than 5 times more than this crappy Wall Street Monkey Wall Street. The only time you'll ever want to use Monkey Wall Street is for this guy's sacrifices. That's literally the only time. Because not only does this provide 7,800, this and this gets a buff. And now, let me just place it down over here so I can collect it. So let's do the wave. Set this to 0 and collect 2,400. That's pretty good. That's already better then the other one. Now let's sell this. Start the wave, set to 0, and 1900. So it's not a huge buff, but it can actually be very useful. And now let's get into the best of them all. The bank. This is just the base bank. It's very good. It has very good income for what it's worth. And it earns what it's worth in about 11 rounds, I believe, because it will get in 11 rounds, it will get 10k, then some more, and boom, it's at max. Around 10k in 11 rounds. Collect, we get 9k, get some more banks, and it gets exponential from there. And that's very good. And with Benjamin, like I said, plus 5% income, plus 12% income. It turns into 12% with Benjamin. That makes him really good. He can earn it even faster than 11 rounds. And what is the downside of the banana farm, or the bank, I guess? The only downside is that you don't want to collect at all. You can't really collect it until it's like it was. So it's at 3,000. Let's do one round. 3,300. Like, that's not a big increase. But then later on, 6,000. Okay, now let's send one round. It's a much larger increase. 400. It's like about 500, and that's still not much, but it adds up. See, like, now it's up by that much, and another. It's up by that much, and so it gets better, but it's hard because you can't use the money. And there used to be an old strat. Please sell that. Go like this. Send this guy out. Put one here just to compare. So he uses his ability and he earns money. 200. Base 200. Now this guy uses his ability, earns 300. One for each extra farm. And that used to be good, but they nerfed it really hard, so it's not really worth it anymore. Because if you see videos on it that were in the past, do not use it anymore because it's been nerfed. So the main things you want to do depends on who you have. If you have Benjamin, just go for banks. Really no reason not to go for banks. They are just super good. The only reason, like I said, is you can't really collect it, and these earn like income per round. This one earns income per round, but it's exponential, meaning you don't want to collect it till it's very late in the game, or I guess till like 10 rounds in. You'll be okay with collecting it, and like 11 rounds is like max. So if you're about to die, this will help you more versus this, but this earns so much more money that it's worth most of the time. And yeah, now let's get into what they actually can do. Alright, so now we're back into the game, and here we're going to be starting to make banana farms. So I'm just going to place 2 monkeys, you know, doesn't matter. Ninja Monkey is really good, so I place him, and then don't upgrade him until we get Benjamin. So he's going to be one earning us money at first. So I'm going to skip ahead until we get Benjamin. Alright, so it's round 13. I'm getting Benjamin. And depending on your monkey knowledge, you may not be able to get Benjamin. But just barely able to get him. And then now I would upgrade this. And I'm gonna get this and then this. Just to keep us in the game. Keep us powered up, because these are really good upgrades. And this upgrades his abilities like tenfold practically, because it's just so good. So make sure you get Seeking Gherkin. And there we go. Now we just pop so many at once. And I'll skip ahead until now. We're gonna wait so we can get the farm, and I'll skip ahead till when I can place it. Right, I just placed my farm. Getting a little closer here, so we're gonna need to upgrade this guy to have 920 ability. He has double shurikens, and that will double his ability, you know, strength. And now we're just gonna save up. And you usually want to get top first and then bottom right after, or middle right after. And then now we want to get middle. So it's top, top, middle, middle, bank. And once we get a bank, we're just going to play normally until it fills up. So once I do that, I will just play normally. And now this is where it gets a little intense. Throw that guy down. And this is unpoppable. So if you're able to do it here, you're able to do it on any other mode except for chimps, because there's no income allowed. Chimps, that's the one downside about farms. Not allowed on chimps at all. So once we get this bank, we're gonna improve our lead popping abilities, because that's not very good right now. Okay, now we're gonna think about what we want next. So this can be really good. This can us the ability to get barbed darts, which usually you want to get the bottom path, but just to show you how good this strategy is, I'll get middle path. And it's really good. It will work very well as long as you do it correctly. And banks, this just shows how good banks are. Which is why they're not on chips, because they're way too good. So I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna just skip until about 39, wave 39, so we can show you the Moab round. Right, so it's a little earlier than 39, but just want to make sure. You guys should place a second monkey sub and get 2 on top, 3 on bottom. And we're just gonna wait until Moab round and hope for the best. Now, grab this. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna destroy. Boom. Benjamin gets the Moab, and it's easy. So that's like the main round you want to focus on, and now we're getting closer to getting a bank. So there's another one of these guys down. Really powerful right now, and you want to invest as much in banks as you can. Be greedy, and then you can get such a long run. This is really good for free play. Right here, it gets close. It's not even close. We're gonna destroy him. You actually just thought that it was close. And now we have max, collect, bank, and then boom, got 2. Now we have 3 banks. And this one's a little bit ahead of these, but that's okay. Now we go back to playing normally after we got those banks and just power up things. And we're gonna have lead coming in more. That was a bad placement, but that's okay. And they added a new ability in 18.0 where if you get plutonium reactor, you can choose 2 things. Barbed darts, which will give you more pierce, and then eventually after that more lead damage, or twin guns, which gives you faster attacks, faster like shots things, whatever. And then our airburst darts does the same thing, faster. So I just buy that path. It's so fast. Look at that, absolute destruction. You don't need pierce really. So Buy that guy. Buy another one. Wait, actually, let me check. We'll buy another one later. Power up. And yeah, with this strategy, imps is not hard improbable is not hard at all. So it's super easy. That's why banks are good, but you can also use banana plantation. These earn more money eventually, but they have like cost lots, so this can earn more money per round, but it costs a lot, so it really depends on how you want to play. And usually monkey banks are best for winning. These are good for getting far if you want to get far. We're just gonna get another monkey bank. This one we're gonna have to pay attention to because it's different than these ones. Now we're just gonna go through and wreck some things. And, I don't even know what to grab. We're just doing too well. Maybe attack shooter. I like these. They're fun to use. Grab that guy. Let's see. Oh, actually, let's go for this guy. Unstable concoction, perishing potion. And there, it's really good. And then faster throwing. And we'll get at least that, and probably hot shots. And then what we'll want to do eventually is get perma spikes right here, and then we literally just win. We just win. We collect. Oh, collect. Collect. And now we just have to wait for this one. We can still get up there. Oh shit. Bought the wrong one, but we're still we're gonna be fine. I'll just collect this early, just so we can get closer. Like I said, that's not really a good strategy, but when we get perma spikes up, it'll be worth it. Very worth it. And with this guy right here, we don't really have to worry about lead getting in, because on this path, lead will die, or will go straight through. But this guy pops the lead before it gets there, so because no balloon can turn into lead, lead has to spawn through here as lead, meaning it will get popped by this. And now we can afford perma spike, and we win. We pretty much just win. Look at that. So now we can pop lead just in case, but really don't need that. This guy is just helpful to have. The lead. Roll. And that in. Get radar scanner, and then I'm gonna get bigger radius, and then jungle drums. And you don't need this, most likely, but it's good to have, because if they ever do pass this, they will not have camo anymore, meaning they'll come back here and get shot. And now, boom, we have really good coverage on all of these guys. We have lots of money in the banks, and perma spikes, which are so broken. They're just so good. And now we can get engineer. It's pretty good. Middle path. You can do sentries. I just do this because it doesn't get in the way. Then might as well just not. You don't really need to. He's mainly used for overclock. Gonna collect that early just so we can have all of them be the same. And yeah, so now I'm gonna start getting a farm up. And farms are kind of bad because their area size is bad because they just are a lot bigger than they actually look, which is weird. And I kind of understand it, but like, you know, annoying. For now, I'm just gonna use my hand, but I can put a monkey guy in. Later, I just need to position these first. But if you want to put a monkey in, or a monkey farmer in early, you can, for sure. Okay, now I'm gonna put him in. Just here we go. Now we're earning good income per round and good banks. This guy's gonna be making the main money. And monkey farms, basically, or banana farms, basically the way they work is they're investments. So I didn't need to click that, but they're investments. So you put money into them, and at first it's very bad, but you get money out eventually. And so like with the banks, you put in like what? Like around 6 to like 7K. You get a lot of money out. It's really good. So I'm gonna get a super monkey. And knockback. And don't get middle path really. You can, but it's just not as good as knockback. Knockback is just so good. And so yeah, I usually, if you don't have Benjamin, go for just pure farms. Because banks are not as worth it when there's no Benjamin, but if there's one Benjamin and you're playing co-op, then you should do banks, because Benjamin works for all players. So the input, it's like an investment, and you'll get an output. These ones take like, what, I think 15 rounds. It's not really that much good. It's not that good, that much output at first, but because we have banks, these are basically like extra money that we just got from banks. So like this created these, and these created this, meaning we're just spending normal amounts of money on the base game. So it's good investment. And I'm gonna get Silent Avatar because over here we're destroying, but there's no reason not to. Just be safe. We have plenty of money being produced. And then just be sure to check these periodically. And boom, Sun Avatar broken. And then we have this guy who's gonna be overclocked. And he's gonna overclock this, and it makes us more money. And where is he? There he is. Ring of Fire. And see, Perma Spike actually so broken. It's such a good spike factory. Now I'm gonna save for this. So I'll skip ahead a little bit once we get this. And then yeah. Okay, we got it. We got 2 because banks are full. And so now we're making tons of money. And we got overclock. And so the way these farms work is you get money while balloons are being sent, and then once the balloons are stopped being sent, which you can see they stop sending because that's max, then they stop making money. So it's during when they're sending money. So I kind of messed up because I should have used this ability while they're sending. Now I use the ability, now we get extra money from this. Now the money stopped going in, so this little boost isn't going to be doing anything until balloons get sent in next round. So that's how you want to boost them, is when they're sending the money. So next round's about to start, boom, boost. And you want to just, yeah, I noticed I was getting less lead popping. I need more popping power in general, so I'm just going to start buying these. Because I have lots of money, lots of income, just buy whatever I want. Pretty much. And we're going to get a sub-commander eventually, but for now, I'm going to buy these. Need more popping power. And I want to get this guy. We'll probably put him, yeah, right here. Oh, crap! I got the wrong path. Well, it's okay. We're rich. Just check these, and if we need to, we can get banks early. Buy this. Oh, so there's a lot of micro involved with making banks, but that's okay. That's just how it's gonna be. Look at this. See, lead popping power is just too good now. And I'm gonna collect these early. Actually, yeah. There we go. Now we have Archmage, who's really good, and then we have this guy who's really good. Probably the next one, I'll just get some of these guys. Druids are really good as well. Maybe you may be able to tell what I'm gonna do. This guy gonna be buffed. This guy gonna buff that one. So Pop Lust is really good. Now this guy is gonna have 4 buffs. Let's get one more. Yo, this guy also gets 4. I'll just do that, and then boom. Now these guys are just so good. And oopsies, I wasted that ability. That's okay. It's still being used. And so round 100 is just bad balloon. This one's a little bit scary, but we'll be fine. You just have to put that one right there. No, just put that. And we'll be fine, because this is just, he pops 2 Zomai Gods and then 2 DDTs. And boom. Now we have round 100 and we won. We popped 2 million and we generated 350,000 cash. And we can get more now. into free play. And this is pretty much the end of the video. You can watch some more if you want to see how far I can get with this strategy, just to show how good it is. But this is pretty much the end of the video now. I'll just continue it though, and show what I do. So, like I said previously, this ability is actually pretty good. So, we may want to save up for this, because late game, the rounds get really long. So right now, they're kind of short, but they get really long. So, you want to get abilities that make money rather than income per round, because of how long the rounds are, so you can make so much more money. So, I'm going to buy this. We're gonna save up for that. This we're just gonna use. We're gonna use this, so we're gonna collect around, I think, 38k, and then that will take us to, so we'll just need, once we're, so this is math time, so once we're at like 70k, we can do this, because we can collect this, and then collect this, and then boom, we'll have enough. But we need more money in the bank first. Now, it might be better to do an essential since the buff, but I don't know. See, this is how banks can be good, is you can really choose how you want to use them. So I'm actually going to collect that, and I'm going to get banana essential actually, because that'll just make us so much money. And now we want to buff this. Still buffed, so we should get extra money this round. Wait, whoops. I mean, this side. And these, usually you should use more of these, but I still use these because may as well. Oh, this guy's really buffed because Sub Commander buffs them. And this, and this. And I could also have used this siphon funding better throughout the game. It didn't really use it too well. And yeah. Right now I'm saving up for this upgrade. This upgrade is insanely good, and it can make me earn double the money from this banana farm alone, and it's so good. So you want to definitely get that. And it costs a lot, but it's worth it. It's very worth it. But I think, yeah, I'll get this upgrade first. Now, I think I'm gonna end the video at round 120 because I don't want it to be too long. It'll take too long to upload, but this definitely shows how good this strategy is. Just how amazing it can be. And yeah, that's my thoughts on banana farm for the day, and yeah. Now we have Ultra Boost. Oh, I didn't even use that, but we have Ultra Boost. So every time we use this ability, it gives a permanent boost to it, and it stacks up to 10 times. It's like a small boost, but this boost can stack so much that this thing is doubled production permanently. So we're about to reach round 120. You can see I'm doing super well, and yet I don't even have that many towers. I have like what? This guy, this guy, this guy, and then these druids, these guys, and that's like the main attacking power, but like you could have so many more. But as long as you use really strong guys like these, you'll do really well. And so, yeah, I'm starting to lag, so I'm gonna need to end the video soon. But overall, I think banana farms are still my favorite Lone Star defense tower, and they have been for super long. They're just so good. Alright, well, the time's about to end, so we'll see if we make it out. It's getting close over here. Maybe go for some more elsewhere. And yeah. So that's basically how I'll use banana farms. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.